So there have been a lot, but one highlight was being one of the team physicians for the New York Giants. It was a great year covering the team, taking care of the players, the staff. They put it all out on the field. The staff is very dedicated and they work really hard as well. So covering them, taking care of them, being their medical provider was a highlight, and I really enjoyed it.
Being a part of the team that is objectively #1 in so many areas when it comes to business investment, when it comes to being in #1 happiest county in the US. Just being #1 in so many areas and being part of that team and being able to impact Loudoun in a really interesting way with the businesses that we're recruiting here is really something I would want to highlight. So,
at my job, it feels good when you are helping kids and help other people. It feels good when you help other deputies achieve what they want to achieve, like where they want to go to. Let's say they want to become detectives, or they want to become supervisors, things of that nature, and helping them achieve that. I thoroughly enjoy doing that, and I think that's one of my best accomplishments.
I would have to say obtaining my college degree. Within my immediate family, I'm the first to be able to do that as a native from El Salvador, so that has been the biggest accomplishment.
My greatest accomplishment, I believe, is my kids. I created the company that we run, C2 Operations, 2 days after my oldest daughter was born. So she's kind of the inspiration behind the struggle every day to keep the lights on.
My greatest accomplishment has been my ability to work with all of our community partners in Loudoun to strengthen our local school system and to bring support to the students and teachers of Loudoun County.
My biggest accomplishment is when I won Loudoun Tourism Manager of the Year this year. It was such a huge surprise, and I was just so honored to receive such a huge award, and I'm still living on the high that gave me.
I wouldn't say I have a single one. I'm just proud of my whole career. I came as an immigrant when I was 18 years old with no money and no education, and I was able to build a good career from that point on.
My greatest accomplishment is being elected the mayor of the town of Lovettsville. Having the residents come forward and agree with your vision for the greatest town, the top town in Virginia, was by far my greatest accomplishment.
Greatest accomplishment so far has really been breaking out on my own, starting Evolution Commercial and helping launch KW Commercial Dulles. It's been quite an honor really getting to build something from the ground up and seeing the growth and being able to help Loudoun County and being involved here.
Just having a baby personally has been my greatest accomplishment. Professionally, I get to work with kids every single day, and seeing the changes that I have made in their lives on a daily basis has been really huge. Furthermore, I've also been working with a lot of interns from schools all across the country, and so I have been able to train the next wave of music therapists.
Actually running for elected office and winning, which was, I didn't think it would actually happen. Like, there's that little part of you that's like, the plan's there and you think it's gonna happen and you work like mad, and then the returns come in and you actually win, and it's just this like stunning moment. I was at my house celebrating right afterwards, and at that point, Congresswoman Comstock walked in to congratulate me. I'm like, this thing is real. Like, it was spectacular. So there was that.
I would probably say my greatest personal accomplishment is probably about 16 months old and crawling around at home. I have a son named Finnegan, and he's been the greatest challenge and accomplishment so far in my life, and that's been pretty fun so far.
I think my biggest accomplishment in life so far, besides being a mother, would be probably starting the swim team in our community that we lived in. I worked together with the community and some ladies, and we started a brand new swim team, and that was a really big deal and something that will live on in that community for a long time.
I have 3 kids. I have a daughter that's 14, a daughter that's 4, and son that's about to be 3. They're all healthy, beautiful. And my better half makes sure that they're all in line, and that she keeps me in line as well.
My greatest accomplishment would be having a career in which people trust me with the biggest and most important aspects of their life, their secrets, their hurts, and to provide feedback and healing to people in that time is probably the greatest accomplishment.
Like, just raising a family and having a house with opportunity to raise a successful family here in Loudoun County.
Just being a dad is probably the greatest accomplishment. Professionally, starting staff fellowship and building community around Loudoun County and seeing how it's growing and fluctuating and just creating some positive energy around Loudoun.
Well, my greatest accomplishment, at least most recently, is negotiating the agreement to bring DC United and professional soccer to Loudoun County.
Probably my military service, with also being able to serve the community as a volunteer fireman and still support my 2 kids, and also be able to grow a business in the town that I grew up in. The Lockharts have been in Loudoun for at least 80 years. We can trace our roots back, about 100 or so. So it's really neat to be able to do what my grandfather, my great-grandfather did and what my father currently does in our home area.
So my greatest accomplishment so far has been my kids. Most people tend to go professional, but for me it's 100% my kids. Even when I was in high school, college, grad school, everybody always used to say to me, what do you want to be when you grow up? My answer was always mom. So I have 3 kids, 10, 8, and 3, and they are the most amazing things ever, so how can they not be my greatest accomplishment?
Proving to myself that I can do things that I didn't initially think that I could do. And that's no one specific accomplishment. That's, I think that I've hit some adversity at different points in my life, and each time I've wondered whether I could kind of get through it, and I've been able to get through all of those challenges.
All the different types of lives and conversations that I've had and the relations that I'm currently doing and leading our community outreach at Howard Hughes Medical Institute at the Genoa Research Campus. Just for them to have belief in me and allow me to grow with them over these last almost 12 years has been just a gift.
My greatest accomplishment is most definitely my family. No matter what awards I get at work, what certificates I get from training, it doesn't matter, because when I come home and see my daughter and my son and my wife, that's it.
My favorite accomplishment is the Loudoun Made Loudoun Grown program, and seeing the logo out with all of our farmers and all of our consumers using those products as well.
But I think my biggest personal professional accomplishment actually happened last year. I was tapped to be the staff lead for the 2018 bipartisan new member orientation. So that's one of the biggest events that Congress puts on. And so it's a 2-week program that ushers in the newly elected members. We call them the freshman class. And we make sure that they are trained, educated, and equipped to be sworn in and ready to represent their constituency.
My greatest accomplishment are my 2 beautiful daughters, Chelsea and Natalie. And professionally, my greatest accomplishment is helping small business owners reach and obtain their goals and helping them be successful in any way possible.
My children. I love my children. They are such beautiful souls, and I absolutely adore them. And I believe that what my husband and I have done creating these 2 beautiful little girls is our biggest accomplishment.
Raising my 2 kids, seeing them grow over these last couple of years has just been amazing. My daughter's, not that it's a huge accomplishment, is almost taller than I am at only 10 years old, and my son is just, excelling in everything that he wants to try and do, and being able to see that and be a part of it has just been amazing.
Probably my position, getting the position that I have. I started at the community center 6 years ago. I got married there before I started to work there, actually. And I started out actually as just an administrative assistant, and now I'm the director, so that's probably my biggest accomplishment.
Greatest accomplishment in my life is probably having 2 kids, to be honest with you. Had a lot of great work accomplishments, but having 2 kids is a special experience.
Probably starting my podcast, because my podcast is a very raw, authentic, emotional thing that I started in a very dark place, and it helped me pull myself out of that, and it continually helps me. And I never thought anyone would listen to it. I actually quit it 1 month in, but then I started it back up again. And so I would have to say Finding the Fantastic is probably my greatest accomplishment for me.
My biggest accomplishment in life is raising my crazy, beautiful 3-year-old son and watching him grow every day.
My greatest accomplishment in life has been to become the youngest chief at NASA, leading a massive effort to keep NASA in compliance, as well as support the mission to send people into space.
My greatest accomplishment's probably my family. I think it's very easy to get busy with work or to get busy with friends or to get busy with a lot of other things. And I would say you need to make time for people. And sometimes it's really important to force that into your personal life. Like, remember, the most important people in my life need the most time.
My greatest accomplishment in life, besides convincing Kate to marry me, is probably being able to take a gift like the gift of gab, storytelling, and find a career that really benefits a lot of people. Working for Loudoun Economic Development and marketing for them has really been my way of being able to give the best good back to the community.
Being able to give back to not only my community, but also my country as well. And that's what I feel like I'm doing with the Transportation Security Administration. You know, being able to hire those people that are working that front line, protecting our aviation security, is probably the most biggest thing in my life, other than getting ready to marry the woman of my dreams.
My greatest professional accomplishment is serving on the integration team of Orbital ATK in Northrop Grumman. I served on the integration team by helping merge the corporate functions, pulling together a project schedule and implementation roadmap to maximize cost savings and achieve a best of both result.
Probably being a dad. I've got 3 great boys. They're a lot of fun. We play a lot of sports and have a bunch of adventures, and spending time with them is by far my greatest accomplishment.
I am most proud of bringing together a team of people that believe in creating and innovating unique experiences that create memorable moments for families that visit our winery.